Hello, my loves. This is the final video in the Love and Astrology series, which I can't believe it's kind of crazy, but here we are. And so, we are going to come full circle. We are going to end exactly where we began, and that is with Venus. You can't talk about relationships without talking about Venus. You can't talk about your love life without talking about Venus. And this video is really about I wanna say how to manifest a relationship. I once you start looking up something or once you find interest in something on YouTube or any platform for that matter, they're gonna inundate you with those type of videos. And lately, my feed is inundated with relationship videos and the discourse around relationships and how people are tired. Women are 304s, men are broke, like all of these things, all of these paradigms, all of these stories, right? All of these conditions. And it's not to say that Venus is not a planet of conditions. It's that Venus is about attraction. It's not about chasing. Now, the one thing I've noticed about society is that everyone wants to do the same damn thing. Everybody wants to approach relationships the same. Everyone wants to make money on, like, everyone wants to do the same thing. And the first thing that astrology teaches you is that you're not designed like everybody else. And so, even though everyone else is jumping off a bridge, that may not be what works for you. And attracting via your Venus sign is literally everything. First of all, you may be doing it without even realizing it. Remember, Venus is feminine. The realm of feminine is internal. So when we're talking about attracting a mate, whether you are male or female, it's something you may not always be conscious of or that you're intentionally doing. Attraction is subtle. Attraction is more about embodiment. But the problem is that everyone is trying to embody the same thing or approach relationships in the same way. Or it seems like a majority of the people, especially like women, want the same type of man when that type of man may not be who you attract, right? And it's not to say that who you attract is not going to be who you want, but ultimately who you attract may be exactly what you need, even if you're not conscious of the fact that that's what you need. And so it's about alignment. It's about being. This is why it comes full circle because I talked all about this in the very first video of this series, right? And it's like, when you think about Venus energy, it's very much, I sit and things come to me. That's the realm of attraction, right? Chasing is so antithetical to that. You sit and you attract because you already know you're worth it. You already know that you're going to have it. Chasing is, I don't have it. I need it. I'm desperate for it. And it's sad to say that desperation is like the leading motivator in so many relationships right now. There's a loneliness epidemic. People just want to get married. Social media glorifies marriage and partnership. So you have everyone in this frantic state of desperation. They want a relationship, but they're not in it. And they're like, I'm going on the apps. I'm going on the apps. I'm going on the apps. Now, for some people, going on the apps is literally where you're going to find your person. I mean, we all know that everything is not for everyone, but sometimes I think we forget that because there's this constant barrage of get married, be in a relationship, 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 relationship. So you're either anxious because you want to get in one, or you're anxious because you want your existing one to look a certain way. So common sense may go out the window, um, and desperation may take over. And you're doing the thing that everyone else is doing. You're going on the apps. You're trying to go on dates. and it's not working. It's not happening. It feels like you're trying to force a square peg in a round hole, and maybe you are, because how you're going about this is probably the complete opposite of your Venus sign. It's like online dating is not for everybody. And this could be the elder millennial in me speaking, but I tried it and I was just like, this shit is weird. Like, there were a whole bunch of weirdos, and I forgot which app it was, but it would let you know, like, who's in your immediate area. And I'm like, I don't want people to know where I'm at. And, people don't wanna go on dates. They're just like, "Yo," the one guy was like, "Yo, I'm about to go run some errands. You wanna go with me?" I'm like, "I've never met you before. Why would I wanna run errands with you? If I was dating you already, cool, but as a first date? Nah, son, get out of here. Get out of here with that. That's just not happening." There's safety issues. It's just like it's a whole thing. I am not wired for that at all. But let's say your fifth house is Aquarius. Or maybe you've got Gemini in your fifth house, or maybe even Gemini as your fifth house. Those are just a few examples, but online dating could really be your thing, especially if you're looking to get out there. But if it's not and you're trying to force it, it's like you're going to be hitting your head against a brick wall all the time. So it's really important that you understand how you are designed. I think that's something that I've been saying ad nauseum since I've started this channel. Like the whole point of astrology and your natal chart is to understand how you're designed so that you can act accordingly. But if you're listening to the noise, especially so on the one end, you have people saying that the dating pool is a cesspool, marriages are horrible, marriages only benefit men, women are gold diggers, prostitution is basically the name of the game now. Like it's abysmal. But then you have on the other spectrum, like Instagram, where there's matching PJs and love stories and all of these things, and the fantasy of relationships, which may also not fit into your particular design. If you're, again, listening to all the noise, you need to be showcasing your relationship online as if you're on a reality TV show. But maybe part of your relationship story is Scorpio and you want to keep shit as mysterious and under wraps as much as you can. Or maybe constantly documenting you and your partner's life, you feel like that should be a thing. But Uranus is a part of your relationship story, and you need your space, you need your individuality. But again, if you're listening to all the noise and you're feeding into the desperation, or you're aligning with this frequency of desperation and everything that's going on out there, you'll bypass how you're actually designed. Okay. Perfect example. I was watching YouTube earlier today and there was a woman who was, dating, going on the apps and everything. And I guess her job is a content creator. And so she went on a first date with this guy and it seemed like the date went really well. She, thought there would be a second date. And the guy told her, he was like, basically, like, I checked out your social media. And based off that, like, I'm not going to go further with you. And when you look at her social media, it's like she'll go out on a date and immediately run to the internet and talk about the date in full detail. Now, if you are someone who's private, you wouldn't want all of your business on social media. Like that could be really cringy to you. And not only that, in some of her videos, she was bad mouthing some of the dudes that she went out with. It's like if you were to look at her social media and you were interested in dating her, you should anticipate that she would talk about you. And I'm talking about she's giving full names, full sort of anecdotes and stories and basically giving you a play by play of everything that happened on the date. And this dude peeped that and was like, no, absolutely not. And so what does she do after he tells her this? She goes to the internet to talk about this and is like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that is I get it, but I don't think that should be that big of a deal. And he's not taking the time to understand how special I am. And it's not just about social media. But I say all this to say that depending on how you are designed, you may find that appalling. You may not want to do that. You may not want to have your relationship on full blast. Even when you're not in a relationship yet, if you're just dating someone, you want to have that on full blast for the world to see, especially if you've got Scorpio placements, right? And you just want to keep things private, or you've got Cancer placements and you want to nurture your relationship as opposed to letting the whole world stick their fingers in the pot of your relationship, right? It all depends on how you are designed. And to not forget that design, even in times when things feel desperate or whenever and when things get really loud out here, because they're loud as fuck right now. And it's not even just for single people, it's for married people too. Barrage of people who are getting divorces, getting separated, and listening to such and such, and whatever. And everyone is catching L's right now, it seems, when it comes to relationships. But you don't have to. When you understand yourself, you can get into relationships that fit you, that are right for you. Right? It's not just about this is the story that society says about relationships, so I have to follow it. If you don't know any better, then of course that's what you would do because at some point in time, we all kind of did that. If you don't know your natal chart, then of course you would probably follow what's going on out there. But when we talk about manifesting a relationship, the point of manifestation is that you create your reality. And when you create your reality in tandem with how you are designed, that's when magic truly happens. That's when manifestation truly happens. So it doesn't matter what's going on out there. It doesn't matter that the dating pool is successful. It doesn't matter that over 60% of couples get divorced. It doesn't matter. Your relationship can be different. Your reality can be different. And hopefully, I like to think that throughout this series, you've learned things that can help facilitate that. Whether it's Chiron and how to get over your insecurities and your fears, whether it's synastry with Venus and other planets, and how you can gauge how compatible you are with someone. And remember, compatibility is not a black or white thing. It's about this is what it is. Can we work through it or not? That's how compatibility. I feel like compatibility and intentionality go hand in hand. Or maybe it's Mars and how you deal with desire. Or maybe it's what not to do in relationships. Or maybe it's when the inevitable breakup does happen. What lesson is it trying to teach me so I can elevate and move into my next relationship in a better place and having evolved and healed? There's so much that astrology can tell you about love and relationships that can quiet all of that fucking noise that's out there. And this isn't meant to be a woo-woo, love and light. You can have the relationship that you want. No, it's not gonna be without difficulties, don't get me wrong. It's not gonna be without hardships here and there. When you know better, especially about yourself, you do better for yourself. And hopefully this series was able to help you do that. Hopefully your Venus sign at the very foundation of relationships can show you how to attract love instead of trying to force it and force a situation. Hopefully, you learned about timing and how timing is different from compatibility and how you can be compatible with someone, it just may not be the right time. or perhaps how Uranus can shake things up and how expect the unexpected every so often and be able to roll with the punches. But if there's anything that I want you to leave this video and this series with, is that you can have the relationship that you truly want. You can manifest it, you can have it, you can hold on to it. You now have the information at your fingertips to help you understand how or when. And I'm so happy that I was able to bring this information to you. So now you have a library of 30 videos that can teach you these things. So the link to the playlist will be in the box below. And peruse and, learn your way through all of these things. If you want more, if you want to continue the discussion, we do that over in Cosmic Collective. So the link will be in the description box below so you could check that out. That's my online private community. And if you want the experience, if you are serious about learning who you are and what relationships you can have, and even some timing when it comes to relationships, then sign up for the blueprint. That is my signature natal chart experience where we go through your natal chart. You get a whole bunch of resources. We have a live 1 hour session together. And then you get a 30-day alignment map, which helps you understand the transits that are happening right after our reading. So you know exactly if relationships are popping off for you, if you need to anticipate something. So it's a great mix between a natal chart reading and a transit report. Plus, you get an online private portal. Like, it's a whole experience. But apart from what I offer, the main thing about it is it gives you the tools to understand yourself, understand your life, and plan and act accordingly. And I feel like that's one of the best gifts that I can give you. So if you're interested, the link to that is in the description box below. My loves, it's been such a pleasure to bring this information to you. You now have this library at your fingertips, so use it. I'm so thankful for so many of you who have watched, who have commented, who have emailed me, who have just really engaged with this information. I really hope that it was helpful. If it has been helpful, share this with someone. If there's a particular topic within the series that you like, that you found interesting, share it with someone so that they can start learning too. All right, my loves, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.